is up? Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. Back here with some more RE4 Remake gameplay for you. And today I'm going to be talking about and sharing my thoughts about the recent release Sony State of Play today. And I will say this right now, even though I know some of us are a bummer that we didn't see a RE9 reveal yet, doesn't mean it won't possibly at the Summer Games Fest, but I know some people are maybe a little bummed, but I just want to get that out of the way. Doesn't mean that the rest of the State of Play was bad, because in my opinion, this is one of the best, if not possibly the best, I personally can remember off the top of my head, because the last few ones we've had weren't the greatest, some were decent. This one gave me a lot of things I was excited for, surprised for, happy to see revealed, but it's not all doom and gloom in terms of Resident Evil. Obviously we wanted to see Resident Evil 9, but we did get some Resident Evil information that might make you all feel a little bit better. What is one of the things we as Resident Evil fans have been craving for and asking for a long time? To be able to play the originals on the PlayStation Network, especially on the PS4 and 5. And we're finally going to be able to get that with Resident Evil 2 and 3 coming to the classic catalog later this summer. Now, granted, I also want to be leery. I hope they don't do it like they did Dino Crisis initially, where it was locked behind the paywall. So hopefully it's something we can purchase separately, not have an insane, paywall, the premium PlayStation thing. So hopefully it's the way it should be, not how they did Dino Crisis. They did rescind it with Dino Crisis, but I'm happy to be able to play OG Resident Evil 2 and 3, and happy new players going to get to experience the classic. So that's a good thing. The next thing that I really love, and this was a big surprise to me, because I heard about this game earlier, but I didn't know if it was like an actual game or some, mobile thing or whatever, and I've been dying for one of these for like 25 years, it seems. Like the last time I played one would have to be the James Bond First Light game coming out in 2026. And guys, I used to love James Bond games. And by the way, when I first saw this image, I swear I thought that was Ethan Hunt from Mission Impossible. I was like, oh, they're making a Mission Impossible game. But no, that is James Bond. And what's really cool, and if you're a hardcore James Bond fan, I love they use a lot of the classic soundtracks, like from Honor Majesty's Secret Service, but having the gadgets come back, looking like a real cinematic, kind of a little bit feel of Uncharted, but with James Bond and gadgets. I mean, I've been dying for a James Bond game. I used to love playing Agent Under Fire, Agent Under Fire, Nightfire, and obviously GoldenEye, the classic one, but James Bond is back. Hopefully they can also get him back in the movies sooner than later as well. It's been a while since we had a James Bond movie. But moving on, our next thing that I liked was Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles. Now, this is one that had been rumored for a long time, and finally we get to have this thing come back. And what's cool about it is that if you do get this, you can play it the classic way, how you originally played, or the enhanced way, where it has enhancements, including fully voiced dialogue and much more. And as I said, Final Fantasy Tactics is one of those all-time great classic Final Fantasy games. If you're someone who likes that type of strategy mixed in with Final Fantasy, this is your recipe. And this isn't one of those all-time great games. I can't enhance enough that this is something that fans of Final Fantasy franchise have been asking for a long time, and I'm happy they're finally able to deliver it. Now, this next game I definitely didn't have on a bingo card, because I'm not a big fighting game fan. I know they had the Mortal Kombat collection, which is cool, by the way, if you're all into that. I'm kind of a little bit more of a Tekken person, but I haven't played fighting games in a long time. But Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, and I'm not very good at fighting games, but I'm a big superhero fan, so anytime you have like a Marvel and DC thing, I'm always going to pay attention. But this just looked cool. I liked how it looked. I liked how it performed, the artwork. Seeing Dr. Doom is always a cool thing for me personally. And having the 4v4. As I said, I'm terrible at fighting games. I'm trash. You can't beat me. I don't know what to say, because I'm basically the Glass Joe of fighting game people. So that's how I look at it. But you know what? I'm into it. I'm invested. I'm interested to see where they go with this. I'm interested to see what other characters they're going to bring into this game. But that definitely is something that I didn't have on a bingo card. It looked really cool. But moving on. And this is a game that definitely was one that a lot of people are wondering what happened to it. When is it going to be showing off? And it is a Capcom game, but not the one we were all expecting. But it is Pragmata. Now, I'll be honest with you. I still don't know what really Pragmata is about. But it looks cool. It looks interesting. Obviously, it looks kind of cute when you have Diana piggyback riding off the main character and shooting people. But the most interesting part about this wasn't even the gameplay they showed, which it did show gameplay. It was this right here, is that they actually showed a year with a possible release date. Not the exact date, but they gave a year in a little cute way of how they used to do the last time they showed off with a little note where they scribbled a year saying, we're sorry, but now 2026, it's real. I actually have a lot to say on this, but I'm going to keep quiet until at least we get through the Summer Games Fest. And some of you might be able to figure out where I'm going with this. Some of you may not, but I don't want to say it just in case it ends up being null and void. But I actually do have a lot to say about that release date and it being a Capcom title. Maybe you guys can see where I'm going with this, but I'm going to shut up for now. So I'm going to move on to the next game that I definitely did enjoy seeing. And I definitely cannot wait for it to come out because this is definitely... Well, I didn't know it was going to be confirmed for this year, but finally is confirmed for this year, and it's definitely going to have competition for one of my most anticipated titles, and that is SilentHillf. And it finally has a release date, September 25th, which I'm going to tell you why I got mad at that in a second, because it also comes back to Final Fantasy Tactics, which is also a September release date. But SilentHillf coming out in the 25th, and damn, does this game look good. And look, even the enemies are having a good time here. But the atmosphere, the creativity of the enemies, I'm really interested to see where they go with the story and the characters. You know, Silent Hill is always deeply scarring mentally. And it just seems like, damn, if they can nail this game after what they did with Silent Hill 2 Remake, Silent Hill is officially back. Because then they answer the two biggest questions. Can they make a great remake and respect the original? And can they make a brand new game, of the franchise? And if they nail that, then Silent Hill is officially back. And that's a win for all survival horror fans. But I get to the one thing I didn't like about StateOfPlay, but it's not what you think. So, no, it's not RE9 not being revealed. Because, once again, there's a lot of games I'm looking forward to outside just RE9. I'd like to see it revealed, but it will be when it is. But it's a fact that, as I mentioned earlier, Silent Hill has a September release date, late September. Final Fantasy Tactics has a late September release date. The other big game that's come out this year is Ghost of Yotei, and basically they said that they're going to have more gameplay in July. But that comes out October 2nd. So within about a week and a half, there's 3 games I really want to play, and they're all coming out within each other. And that just... I hate it when that happens, but unfortunately, that's just how it goes. Maybe one could get a little bit of a delay. I wouldn't personally mind. Not to mention, you also got Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta late August. You also got Super Robot Wars. I love that kind of stuff. And the same day as Metal Gear Solid 3 in late August. So it's just like, damn, can you spread these games out? But alas, it is what it is. But yes, I know us Resident Evil fans, we're still a little bummed out. We're happy that the OGs are coming back 2 and 3, and that's awesome. And one day they'll have 1, 2, and 3 on a physical cartridge. That'd be even greater, or disc, or whatever. But obviously, Resident Evil 9 has not been revealed. Doesn't mean it's not going to be, because we still have the Summer Games Fest. But it's funny. I know it's random, but I was just talking to my mom. She knows nothing about games. And I asked her, hey, at this random blue, do you think Resident Evil 9 will be revealed today, Summer Games Fest, a few days later this year, or next year? And she went with later this year. So as fans, we hope it's a few days from now, but hey, that's the way it is. But there's so many other games to play, so many other games to enjoy that I'm all right with it. I don't have a problem with it. And plus, when you get SilentHillf later on this year, as well as some other survival horror games, you got that Chronos, which they didn't show off more. Maybe they'll show that at Summer Games Fest. There's so many things to get excited for. Overall, I really enjoyed the Sony StateOfPlay. I honestly have to say, this is probably the best one I've ever seen personally. And I know everyone has different taste and what they personally want, and I get it, understand it, but ultimately, I really enjoyed this. There's a lot more things I enjoyed, and I didn't name everything. There's a few other things. I know they had that Firebreak game for the FPC stuff. They have some other things there that looked interesting. I think it was like Romeo is a Dead Man or something that looked cool, but that is my opinion. I want to hear your guys' opinion. Let me know down in the comment section which games did you like, which ones were you bummed out, and which ones you hope are shown at the Summer Games Fest. But that's going to be it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and hopefully I can see you guys back in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and hope to see from you all later. Peace.